It just shut off. I don't know what the deal is, but this is Lou. It's the 6th of November. And I'm just putting blocks together and chit-chatting. And actually, I'm not really putting them together right now. I'm just pulling strips together that will go on this block. And I really can just pull a bunch of strips. I don't need to be so persnickety. I know which ones I want on here, so I'll just get them. What I'm doing is just kind of putting the strips to the quilt on here, sticking them on there. That can go there. Okay, and in green, I'll get a bunch of them. I can't fight this feeling anymore. Something about forgetting what he's fighting for. And then something about forever. Forever. Do-do, do-do, da-dum, da-dum. Oh. See, these smaller scraps, I can use them on the 6x6 squares. So if I decide to do similar, like making the strips going diagonal instead of straight up and down, and then each square you can do different, and then you put those squares together. So, I mean, I don't know that I would want the self-binding around that, but it might be a good thing. Nevertheless, it'll be different than what I'm doing. So we have red and flowers, green. We need royal blue, which is lapis, this color. Okay, that's enough, I think. So I've got 2 with strips on them, and here's a third one. I just think it might be good for production purposes instead of doing each one individually. Just go ahead and get the strips out. Just put them in a different configuration so that they're not all the same. When you put these blocks next to each other, they shouldn't be the same. They can be whatever you want them to be. If you want them to be the same, you can do that, okay? I really should think about that myself because it gives more pop on the color. You know, like having blue start to begin with instead of, and to end with even. It gives you more blue. Okay, so we want cocoa. These strips kind of are small. But see, I wanted to have a variety, so small and big. I'll go ahead and put you over there. And I don't have one of you over here, so I'll run out of room. Come on. Go all the way, please. Okay, good deal. And I'll put one over here. I got that song playing in my head now. I think he's saying I forgot what I'm fighting for. But he's saying I can't fight this feeling anymore. Fight off the feeling of love is what I'm understanding, but it could be wrong. It could be something else. Okay, I'm excited. So red and brown and that one and that one. We need a green. See, I had it in my mind that Jessie would like this one, but she might not. I would not blame her. Okay, but the colors, some of the colors, I think she liked bright colors, but she wanted a green, an emerald green. At the time, that's the closest I could get. But then there's other greens out there I just need for her to show me. Oh, here, let's put one over there. Okay, give me the moment. I want to make you mine. You're one of my kind. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many I need, but I've got both the design ones, and I've got a green one and a brown one. I don't have a blue one. Okay. I think that's probably enough on that one. I could be wrong. Whoops. All right, so here's another one. I'll just put blue there. And then we'll put green there. And then we'll put the flower thingy there. Because it's got green in it. But actually, doesn't the other one have green in it too? What is this? Oh, those are squares. Okay. I'm missing something. Where's my stack of design ones? There's the blue. Arr. I don't think I ran out, but maybe I did. So anyway, there's a lapis blue, and I already put one on there. Okay, blue and brown. And that's kind of crazy, but I don't have another strip. Guess I've used them. Dadgummit, dadgummit, dadgummit. You sure? I think that's just a 6x6. Okay. That's more padding over there a little bit. Okie dokie. Well, dagger nabbit. I have to go make some more strips. But I do like the blue and I like the red. And I got a killer deal. I don't even remember what I paid, but I got a really good deal on it. That's why I bought so much. Then, it's not really the greatest deal, but it's not a bad deal. They have a rollback on some cotton material, $3.18 a yard, and really that's not bad. They're printed material that is by the yard, and it's in a yard packet. That's more. It's like $5.47, $5.98, and sometimes materials really a lot. So, I mean, if I want to go shopping for some special stuff, which would be great. So I've got an extra blue in here. But I think I might have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do one more maybe. Okay, I'll use this. The cobalt blue. And that's a little piece, but maybe it'll make it work good. Okay, so. The word so. How appropriate, right? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quit doing strips. Stop and show you a little bit. We'll see what happens. And I got some more thread. But I wanted it to just stay the same. But it does make a difference. And I figured since I got so much red material, I would go ahead and get some red thread. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. Some more red thread. All right, so the first thing you do. I know I started a list about the first thing you do. You get an idea, and you figure out how to do it. Then you get the material, but you want to get it at a good price. All right, so just because I have all these strips and they're all laid out, wouldn't that be perfect if that's all I had to do? But I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna kind of put them together, I think. And I can just pull off the top. So the design might already be made. Okay, so the first two, I have blue, and I laid it down. It fits perfect against the edge of the batting. Now I'm going to take this green one and lay on top of it. Then I'm going to sew those together through the batting and the backing, which is what we will call quilting. Okay, let's see if it'll fit. Love it when it fits. Okay. Now, I think I already told you I have a heck of a time. Plus my bones are weird. But I have a heck of a time threading the machine once the thread comes up. So you have to allow. Pull out a lot of string when you first start. And then I started doing something else, which is helping. On these littler pieces, you can do that. Meaning, I'm going to sew from the beginning down to the end of the batting, but I'm not going to take my thread and needle out until I situate it. What I'm going to do is lift up the pressure foot, turn it around. I'll show you. Anyway, I'm going to turn it around and sew the next one from that part. And I'm not going to let the thread, it'll be attached. I'll just clip a few places later. But I've had the thread come out too many times. And it's a pain to get it threaded because I can't see the needle hole very good. There's, ow! Okay, so I'm just going to edge it up here. That hurt. The needle, the pen sticking through stabbed me. I've got it rolled up, which made the needle stick out. All right, so we won't touch it. I've already learned my lesson. I've got these strings. Now, what you can do is hold on to the strings, but what a pain. And then getting this thing where I can make it work. Hopefully. There it goes. So I'm not even, you know, you might want to, but I'm not gonna, meaning I'm not gonna backstitch. I'm just gonna do straight stitching. When it's all said and done, what they're saying, you know, is the stitches will be caught up. There's not gonna be a problem. So what I'm doing is attaching. I'm making this seam, which will attach both these strips to that batting. You probably shouldn't even go all the way to the end of the batting, but I do. But maybe I won't. Okay, I'll stop. And I should have let you see what I was doing. Sorry. Right there. I took and attached. Can you see it? Probably not. I took and attached right here. And I've come down to the end. Sorry, I didn't put you over here. So I came down to the end. I'm going to leave my needle down just for the part of turning it around. So instead of cutting it, which I was doing each row and cutting the threads, but you don't got to. I'm going to go ahead and cut these. You don't got to do that either. I tend to like to get them snipped, but it does take up time, so don't do it. So anyway, I got it turned around. So what I'm going to do now is take the needle out. And I'm going to pull this out. I found that the thread will come with me if the needle is up. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Either the needle is up or the pressure foot, something. So anyway, what I've done now is I have folded it out, okay? So now we've got a seam that's holding both pieces of material to this batting, okay? And I have left my string attached, my thread. Now, I didn't give me a lot of room down there, did I? So you have to kind of move your material, make it work. All right, so what I'm going to do now is figure out the next color that I want to put on there. And what I've got in my deal is red. So there's that blue. I don't think I want red next. I think I want this one. All right, so I chose this one. Need to make sure it's one piece. Make sure it's long enough. Okay, it's kind of long enough. All right, so when you have printed material, there's a difference, okay? You put the pretty side down because you're going to end up folding it out so that it'll be sticking up. So we're going to take and put this material down. And really what I need to do is slide it down some, because my batting is showing. Okay. Okay, now what? We want to slide it over. Oh, wait a minute. This is the side I'm worried about, not that one. Okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. All right, so you're going to take and line up your material so you can make another seam. And right now my thread will come with me, and I have to push it back. And I'm going to go over here and get to the right place. I want to get on the batting at least. There. I don't know. It's not down far enough. See, this material, I cut it exact. And exact doesn't necessarily mean exact. There. In other words, the batting is 7 inches wide. Sometimes you might, when you're cutting the batting, it might be a little over 7 inches wide, but I tried. And then I cut these strips. I decided, oh, they just need to be 7 inches. So I cut them 7 inches. But you find that they might have needed a little more. All right, where's that string at? Don't. Please don't. Okay. Okay, it's not going to because it's still attached. That's why I couldn't see it. Okay, now I'm... So I don't have to worry about that string. Like right now, I was just worried because I forgot that that string is going to come through the needle, and I'm going to have to re-thread it. Stick it through that needle. I can't do it. All right. I mean, I can do it, but I don't want to. And it's not quick and easy. Okay, stop. Oh, go back down. Okay, so in the turning process, I just like to leave the needle down. So I've turned it around. And now we're going to lift up the needle, which will let me move the thread. Otherwise, it's kind of locked in place. Okay, you see what I'm doing? Okay, so I'm going to take this material and flip it out. And then you want to smooth the material with your fingers so that it's not left up puckering. Okay, so I have moved that. I have thread, and now I have to pick another color. And I'm thinking that I want to go ahead and do red. I think I'm going to do red. And I might need more strips before I'm done. Let's see, I didn't know I ran out of that. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I unfolded it. See, so I have a blue piece, a green piece, and this flower piece. And now I'm going to put red on here. But what I'm going to do, because you go clear over to the edge, we're just going to line up my red to the, somebody's trying to get my attention. Wonder who it is. I don't have the other phone in here. Okay, so what I'm doing is lining this up with the batting as best I can anyway. Okay, that's good. The batting and also the material. So everything is in place. And I have string. It's not going to let it undo. Separate is not where it belongs. Here, get in there. Okay, so now I'm going to take and put the needle down again. I guess I need to slide that down. Okay. My pin is right there. It'll be okay. Just want to make sure where the material is. Okay, so now I'm just going to sew. One more. Okay, now we'll lift up the pressure foot, turn it around so the needle's holding it in place. Now I've come across my pins, so I'm going to take those out. They were just holding my batting in place anyway. There. So now I'm going to lift up the needle. Sometimes I'll have to lift it up a little more. Please don't get caught up in there. Okay. So now I'm pulling it. It's letting me pull the thread. Okay. Anyway, so now I'm going to take and pull this red out. And you just take your hand and rub it along there. So now the red is attached, okay? So we got blue, green, flower, and red. So now I have to pick something else out. And what you're going to do is at the furthest end, that's where you're attaching. And you don't, if you want it to be a smaller strip, then you just pull it in, make your seam end further. But I'm just going with my strips. Okay, now I'm ready for what's going to be next. I need to go check my phone. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put another blue in here. And you have to put it on top of the red. I need to go check my phone real quick, because it has now buzzed me twice. So anyway, you got the idea. I'm going to go all the way down doing the same thing. Joining material, sewing a strip on, folding it out until I get down here to this. Depending on your strips and their width and stuff, you could have an overhang, okay? You can, or I ended up short, so I had to add another strip to just make sure that the batting was covered. And then you're going to, like I said, you're going to fold this in and do the binding. If you were doing this as a mug rug by its little self. Okay. So like I said, I need to go check my phone real quick, because it was buzzing. And it did it twice, like it was important. But then you find sometimes it's just salespeople calling. It's like, geez, you interrupted me for this? Okay, maybe I'll wait a second. I want to go ahead. The thing is, my car, we left my car last night at a service station not a service station, but the point is you have to have your car inspected. You have to have the car inspected. So that's what we did. We left the car where Jessie and her fella go get their stuff done. And actually, he's a neighbor. He lives 2 doors down. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sew this strip, and then I'm going to call it good. Okay, people? Because I need to go check my phone. Please don't give me trouble. What are you doing? Just giving me trouble. It has come undone. Do, 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 do. Come on, you. Okay. Come give me some clean, fresh air, boy. Do, 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 do. Okay, let me see. Please work. Okay, now what I've got to do is get this string behind everything. I'll go back and start again a little bit here. All right. Hopefully that's going to work. It came unthreaded up here. Probably because I gave it too much slack. Do, 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 do. Yeah, this machine will go pretty fast. But I don't have the hang of the pedal right now. Okay. So I just sewed that on there, this blue one. And I have not, the needle is down. I'm turning it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is bring the needle up and try to pull out some thread. Okay, you see what I'm doing? So I'm going to take this and pull it out. I have sewn that to the batting. And I like to just spread it out there. Now, what am I going to put on there next? I have this aqua blue. I just don't know if I like it with these colors. No, my phone is buzzing again. I'm going to have to go, people. I will say goodbye and come back later, okay? Take care. I hope that you got something from what I'm doing. You're just sewing strips on there and it's doing your quilting as you go. Then you attach your blocks. Or if you just want to do... sew this all together without a backing. And you can even do it without the padding. Just sew your stuff together and then put a backing on it. I'm going to go check my phone. Maybe I'll hit pause, okay?